SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Get the best in TV entertainment with 139 channels, 26 in HD, and HBO included. Plus get 80 local Flow landline minutes to enjoy on evenings and weekends. All for $225 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
In headlines, Town Board partnering with Forestry Department to make Capital Kingstown a little greener. Grenada Bar Association calls on the government to review its plans in chartering a new course for a criminal code dealing with sexual offences. Israel Prime Minister charged with fraud, breach of trust and bribery. And in sports, West Indies spinners' combined performance placed the team in a lead position in warm-up match against Afghanistan ahead of next week's inaugural one-off test. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
That was the news headline sponsored in part by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Get the best in TV entertainment with 139 channels, 26 in HD, and HBO included. Plus get 80 local Flow landline minutes to enjoy on evenings and weekends. All for $225 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Good evening and welcome to the SVG-TV News and Sports for Thursday, November 21st, 2019. I'm Khalil Kato with the details. Information technology is recognized worldwide as an important tool to boost productivity in many sectors, and several persons in the fisheries sector, including fishermen, have been trained to use technology to be more effective at the trade and to ensure their survival at sea. This through a two-day training exercise hosted by the Caribbean ICT Research Program under the Climate Change Adaptation Project in the Eastern Caribbean fisheries sector. The participants, which included representatives of the Coast Guard and the Fisheries Division, gained theoretical and practical knowledge on the use of DSC, VHF radios, as well as global positioning devices. National Project Coordinator of the CC4 Fish Project, Hayden Bilingi, said fishermen face a number of dangers at sea, and ICT can help to save their lives.
To see whether they are in distress, whether they have some sort of emergency, that they're able to communicate to the Coast Guard and to the relevant authorities for their rescue and for their safety. So this workshop basically is one to sensitize our fishermen as to the necessary tools and equipment they need to have on their vessel, and at the same time, how do they communicate back to the relevant authorities should there be an emergency. So this workshop is very, very, very interesting, and fishermen are exposed to a plethora of information, which includes how to use a GPS to mark and to send their location. They are also exposed to training as it regards to how to use a VHF radio to communicate well. Sometimes communication can seem very simple, but there are procedural things that need to be followed in order to use a VHF radio well. And fishermen have also had the chance to have a conversation with the Coast Guard and also with NTRC, so that they understand the procedure that it takes, for example, to license their VHF radio and use of it. Now,
A coordinator of the Caribbean ICT Research Program, Kim Malaliu, said while the theoretical and practical training in the use of technology is important, it must be paired with a proper human system for the technology to be effective.
It is international best practice that fishers, when they leave a port, they call in a float plan. There are a variety of ways of doing this. You call it in via radio. You also make a record of it on a whiteboard or maybe on a piece of paper, so that if you go missing, there is a record of the number of people on your vessel, the name of your vessel, the area that you intended to go fishing, the time of departure, the estimated time of arrival. So what we see in the Caribbean ICT Research Program is that information and communications technology is a layer on top of human systems. So first, you as a fishing community, you must decide, is this something that you wish to institute, the recording of float plans? If you decide as a fishing community that this is something that you are willing to commit to, then how do you do so? One of the ways is using communications and information technology as a technological means of supporting your float plans. And so this is the kind of discussions we've had.
Chief Fisheries Officer Jennifer Cruikshank Howard welcomed the training exercise. She said the capacity of the staff of the Fisheries Department will be boosted by the exercise, and as such, they would be able to train other persons in the industry who were unable to participate in the workshop.
Grounds. Having information on where you can fish is very important. Having information when we are expecting storms, having information when we have difficulties at sea and are expected to use our knowledge to assist us to get back to shores and to our families, that is very important. So the fishers, as part of this training, will be getting the practical hands-on information. They will be having theory and practical exercises as part of this training to assist them, to help them while they are at sea in terms of having access to information on storms, climatic changes, the weather conditions, and also for the location of their fishing grounds, and also information so that even though they are out at sea, they can return using the instruments and equipment that they will be being trained to get back to their shores.
Two fishermen and a member of the RSVG Coast Guard who spoke on what they learned from the training exercise.
I think it is very important, and I have met a few fishers who say, well, like a GPS is wasted time, but I like to tell them that, that is not the case. And more of us should get such equipment like a GPS, a radio. We don't know when we'll need them. Because, for example, let's say you're having a problem, you want to get to Coast Guard. One of the things that the Coast Guard is asked, well, what is your location? You can't go and say, well, the Coast Guard, I'm out here, I'm under the sun or under the moon, because that won't help. And the quicker the Coast Guard get to us, is the better for us.
In 2017, I had to spend at least 2 days. In 2015, I had to spend 2 days at sea, where I didn't have these necessary equipment. I have my equipment, I have my VHF radio, I have my GPS now. You could see I'm fully suited out with my life jacket. So I'm encouraging every fisher in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to please have these necessary equipments to go to sea. Make sure leave information with your relative, your friends, while you're going to sea, so in case of emergency and a disaster, we will be in a proper position to find you.
At them, they may cost, but you have to look at the cost compared to your life. You cannot pay for your life, so these are things that you need to get on board before you leave. And of course, we want the fishermen before they leave shore to let somebody know where they're going. Let them know where they usually fish, and when they come back, let the person know that they have returned. Okay, these are things that we want them to get involved with. Check out with somebody, call Juliet Foxtrot, let them know. Or even the Coast Guard, there is no problem in calling us and letting us know that you're going this area to fish, and when you return, let us know as well. So that if you're missing, we can have an idea where you're at and we can move there quickly instead of have you on the sea stranded for however long.
Butcher Richard Gibson is calling for a meeting with other butchers, livestock farmers and government officials to collectively address the issue of a meat shortage in the country before the peak of the Christmas season. Gibson told SVG-TV News yesterday that while some are saying that there is no shortage, the problem is not new and often becomes an issue as the Christmas season approaches. And he anticipates the situation will get worse as the country is now exporting cattle to neighboring Grenada.
We want to know the truth about the meat industry in St. Vincent. Is there data to prove that there's ample? You can't just say there's ample. We have a lot of data to find out where we go from here. Have a data. How much livestock they have in St. Vincent, beef livestock. How many at meat age, how much young calves have been born, so that we can continue to do the export. I'm not against exporting, you know, but my concern is supply my clientele.
Gibson, who has been in the business for 60 years now, said data should be made readily available to butchers and other stakeholders on the livestock population so that they will be in a better position to deal with any shortage.
Animals. I have about 3 agents who go and buy the animal and kill them and bring them for me. So they traverse all the country last month and they can't get any beef. Nobody got it. Next thing I heard, there's 100 going to Grenada and 400 pigs and sheep and goat. So where are they? If there's an agent here, buy them in advance and store them, so that when the boat comes, they just collect them and put them on. We don't know. Are we in the dark about it?
Gibson said over the years he has been pushing for more persons to get involved in livestock rearing and even offered to help train young persons to become professional butchers, but they have never taken up his offer.
Yeah. If they want training, I can train them. But they told me that St. Vincent is not ready for it. So I continue on my own, and it is very successful for the foreign embassies, for the hoteliers who like the special cut.
The upkeep of capital Kingstown is one of the responsibilities of the Kingstown Town Board, and earlier today members of the public got an opportunity to learn more about the board and its work, as well as the many stakeholders who have an interest in the development of the capital. This through an exhibition hosted by the board at the Kingstown Vegetable Market Car Park as part of a week of activities to celebrate its 122nd anniversary under the theme, A Time to Reflect, Reorganize and Re-Energize. Representatives from various entities such as the Public Health Department, the Bureau of Standards, VINLEC, the SVG Tourism Authority and the National Trust all had exhibits at the exhibition highlighting their work. Accountant at the Kingstown Board, Marlon Nanton, said the activity was to give the public an opportunity to interact with the various stakeholders.
These range from the Ministry of Health, Public Health, the Forestry Division, the Bureau of Standards, the Police Force, VINLEC, National Trust, Physical Planning Unit, etc. What we're trying to begin the process of is having a collaboration between different agencies to see how we can improve our efficiency in the town. We hope that this is a start of many more of these exhibitions because, as you know, the Kingstown Board being the manager or the management of Kingstown, we have to have more conversation with different entities so we can improve in the general public.
Highlighting some issues of concern in the capital, Nanton appealed to members of the public to be considerate to each other's needs.
Presently, the Kingstown Board manages the markets. Well, everyone is quite familiar with the Central Market, the Kingstown Central Market. There are some other smaller markets like the Chinatown, Before Shore, the Little Tokyo, George McIntosh, etc. The Kingstown Board is responsible for the Kingstown Cemetery. It's responsible for the newly established car park facility, which is housed at the old Burnt Treasury Building. We are also responsible for several public washrooms in and around Kingstown. The overall development of the town, as you know, Kingstown is shared by many users. Pedestrians, motorists, vendors, business houses, etc. And what we are encouraging the general public to is to be a little more considerate with other users of the tongue. We have to be mindful that persons have different purposes in the tongue.
Our news team also spoke with representatives of the Public Health Department, the National Trust and the police, who all believe their work is crucial in the development of the capital and the country on a whole.
Yes, preserving history, because a lot of young people, they don't know a lot about our heritage and our culture. So then coming to National Trust, they'll be able to find out information. So we educate the community as well.
And you can say parts of Kingston are like a heritage site.
Yes, well, part of Kingston is a heritage site, and we have this book, The City of Arches, and this has a lot of information on all of the buildings that have arches in St. Vincent. And
collaborate with Tongue Board to ensure that the tongue is not only free of vector pests, but that they have wholesome food, because it's a business center, it's the business center, and then you have a lot of food establishment that we monitor and regulate food establishment. So we collaborate with Tongue Board in that regards, in terms of
as a method to go and break in their business and so forth. So with the police play a major role to prevent that from happening. So by our presence, the Kingston will be in a better position, and the businesses will flourish more.
The Kingstown Town Board is partnering with the Forestry Department to make the capital, Kingstown, a little greener. This through a tree planting exercise at various locations in the capital. Forestry Officer Joel Poyer, who has been championing the cause of the urban forest, welcomed the initiative by the Kingstown Board and called on all Vincentians to help create more green spaces in the capital city.
We also want the general populace of St. Vincent and Grenadine, and mainly those within Kingston, the business places, the homes, and other, to play a part in taking care of the urban environment. We hear talk about climate change and its impact on us. And if we don't look into addressing that situation, pretty soon, while Kingston might look green, there's hardly any proper green space for us to go and shelter. First time you could have come out at lunchtime and you had area that you could have go and have a seat and enjoy. There's hardly any place in and around Kingston for such now. We are hoping that with the new look on Kingston, that Tongue Board partnering with us and others could create such green spaces where children and their parents and other, even visitors, and the elderly especially, can have some way to shelter from the heat when they are in town.
Pruning and other maintenance work was done to trees in the capital to ensure that they continue to grow and thrive. And representative of the Kingstown Board, Oliver Cupid, is encouraging Vincentians to take care of the trees in the city.
We are here planting and pruning trees. We observe that around these trees that we are pruning, there's a lot of garbage. People tend to use the tree as a garbage dump, which is unhealthy and unsafe for our people. Now I'm urging the vendors and the general public, while you consume whatever you purchase, you must be mindful of the way how you dispose the garbage. Because when you use the tree now, what should be a more relaxing area, in terms of being there relaxing, you are uncomfortable with the scent and whatever fume generated by this garbage. So I'm appealing to the general public to be more mindful of how you dispose of your garbage, and let us all try to maintain some sort of friendliness, some sort of pleasant look among the city.
A local grade 5 student uses his talent to lobby on behalf of disabled children in a regional poster competition. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
The local news sponsored in part by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Get the best in TV entertainment with 139 channels, 26 in HD, and HBO included. Plus get 80 local Flow landline minutes to enjoy on evenings and weekends. All for $225 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
C-Star Limited is now located on the third floor of the first St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products to furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the first St. Vincent Bank building. Don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. C-Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of. One that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Breaking news! The greatest tile sale in the history of St. Vincent is back. With more, here's Thin Segment Rowdy Face.
Thanks, Juan. Yes, free tiles for Christmas is back at Island Style Interiors, and there's real excitement in the air. Get this, buy 100 tiles at the regular price and get up to the next 25 tiles absolutely free.
Wow, that is a great deal.
Sure is, Juan. My wife's making me buy tiles right now before they sell out.
Thin Set? Oh well, this is Juan Cool Guy signing off and heading to Island Style in Arnos Vale for free tiles! Wait for me! Yay!
Courts blackout deals are back. There's no need to wait because these deals are available all week long. Shop now for amazing Black Friday prices. Monday 18th to Saturday 23rd November. Only at Courts. Nobody does Black Friday better. Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back. Children face many challenges worldwide which affect their growth and development, especially those with a disability. And one young Vincentian has used his talent to lobby on behalf of these children in a regional poster competition. This brave young person is Noah Campbell, a 9-year-old grade 5 student of the Trumuka Government School, whose poster got the judges' approval in the 14th Annual Caribbean Child Research Conference in the primary category. The conference is a regional event designed to cover a range of child-related issues and facilitated meaningful participation from the youth. Some 20 students from across the region took part in the essay and poster competition. In an interview with SVG-TV News, Campbell said his poster was designed to bring awareness to the needs of disabled children.
And I am feeling so happy that I won. My poster had a little things. It had 2 drawings. One drawing was talking about a disabled child what was lonely and didn't have any friends to play with. The other drawing was about the same child in school and playing with children. My poster also had 3 jingles. One jingle said, "Prevent empathy for disability." The other one says, there is always dignity in disability. And the third one says, life is better when we are together, disabled or not.
Campbell said his poster also highlighted some solutions to the problems faced by disabled children.
On the left side of the poster, it says, what can we do? Number 1 says, provide financial help for parents with disabled children. The second one says, allow disabled children to go to normal schools. The third one says, let disabled children have easy access to facilities and food, provide free health care for them. On the right corners, it says, when we protect this right, children will. Then 1, develop empathy for others. Then it says that they feel that they belong. Then it says they will develop self-esteem, then become independent citizens.
His mother, Joselle Campbell, said she is proud of her son's accomplishment and highlighted the hard work he put into the project.
I do feel proud as a mom. Any mom should, and I have all right to feel proud. When Noah said that he wanted to enter, I was like, okay. I know he likes to draw, but I didn't think that he had enough knowledge about what he was doing. So what I did, I had him research the conventions of the rights of the child, and he picked about 5 that he wanted to work on. But the requirements, they only wanted 1 of the conventions. So he had to narrow it down. I helped him to do that. I helped him with his research. I provided stuff for him to read and so on. And I did a lot of questioning for him just to get out the ideas from him. He didn't want a lot of help where the poster was concerned. There were times when I thought that he wasn't really doing it as well as I would have, but he wanted to do it by himself. So I just let him, but I encouraged him and helped him with the research.
3 young entrepreneurs will share their experiences with students of the SVG Community College at a panel discussion hosted tomorrow by the Center for Enterprise Development, Inc., CED, as part of activities to mark Global Entrepreneurship Week. The panel discussion is slated to commence at 1:30 p.m. at the SVG Community College Villa campus. It will be held under the theme, Preparing the Next Generation of Entrepreneurs, which is the theme for the week's activities. The panelists are Jamie Byron of JB's Enterprise, a young growing business that specializes mainly in poultry and bottled coconut water. Crystal Oliver of Olive Art Designs, a small business specializing in handmade bags, purses, and clutches, and Ozal Shallow of Find a Fet, an events promotion business that keeps persons up to date with the latest entertainment happenings in and around SVG. CED said these young entrepreneurs will help students at the college better understand the intricacies of starting and growing a business using their own experiences and examine some of the challenges and look at possible solutions to problems. Global Entrepreneurship Week celebrations will culminate tomorrow with the closing of the Youth Business and Entrepreneurship Seminar UBET for 42 students of the Barrowley Technical Institute, Bartech. The Kingstown Methodist Church continues to provide support to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital through donations of medical and other supplies. The church today handed over a podiatry chair to the hospital, which can be used in the care of persons suffering with foot problems, including diabetes. Superintendent of the Kingstown Chateaubriand Circuit of the Methodist Church, Adolph Davis, said the church is delighted to play a role in assisting with the health care of citizens.
In fact, one of the agencies I think that we have perhaps connected with the most is health. We have done some things in education and so, but we have Some of the other churches outside of Kingston have done fetal Dopplers and air condition, I think, in the Hope, Vermont area, fridge in Calico, several things we have done, and it is in a sense spontaneous. It is not a deliberate plan to connect with the medical services, but as we have seen the need, it is one of the places we have contributed. And right here, in fact, before this would have been the diabetic foot care stuff that we would have contributed, and we believe that it was really important to see how we could do our part in making St. Vincent better by contributing to improving the health and well-being of our nation. So that is what gave rise to this chair. I wouldn't try the fancy names and explanation. I'll leave that to the medical practitioners. And so we're really happy to be able to make this contribution to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital.
Deputy Hospital Administrator Andrew Williams thanked the Methodist Church for its donation and said it will go a long way in boosting the capacity of the hospital service.
Thank you to the Methodist Church mission, headed by Reverend Davis, for this worthwhile gesture in donating this podiatry chair to Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. I know you would have been praying for this facility and overall the healthcare delivery in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And this is just evidence that not just a spiritual blessing, but a physical blessing to us, not just to us, to the patient who we try to deliver health service to on a daily basis. As Sister Oliver just explained, this would go a long way in alleviating some of the issues that we have in manpower and the comfort of the patient. And again, I want to say thank you, and I hope your organization will continue donating to us. I heard you mention earlier that you're particularly helping the health service. Just to say that health is universal, and if we are not healthy, we just cannot function properly. And I want to say thank you again, and thank
The foot care specialist Janice Oliver Crease explained exactly how the podiatry chair will assist the medical professionals and their patients.
I want to say when I look at the chair, it's going to really helpful because each individual they have 2 feet, and if we are dealing with 1 foot, then we can lower the bed, we can lower each leg in that way. So we will be walking on the left leg, which we are very grateful. We also have the handle. It can be turned like this, aiding the client to get up on the bed, and as soon as they are comfortable seated, we bring back the handle and they can hold on to it and relax. At the moment, the bed is in a 90-degree angle, and it is manually where we can lower the head by pressing, and it comes right down. Okay? So for it to come back up, it's manually, and we just move the lever or whatever position is comfortable, because we have all size of client coming to us.
The Grenada Bar Association calls on the government to review its plans in charting a new course for the criminal code that is dealing with sexual offenses. This from the region when we return after these messages.
That was a local news segment.
The Everready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs, and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Everready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Everready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Everready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
juicy. Drink today, juicy, juicy. Same great taste, juicy, juicy. The original drink, it's a Vinci thing. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing. Juicy.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you. Courts blackout deals are back. There's no need to wait because these deals are available all week long. Shop now for amazing Black Friday prices. Monday 18th to Saturday 23rd November. Only at Courts. Nobody does Black Friday better. Courts, bringing value home.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
The festive holiday joy is flowing early this year. Have yourself a merry little Massey Christmas. Enter with every $50 spent and you can win amazing prizes such as a luxurious, comfortable and ultimately relaxing cruise for two with all-inclusive paid flight. Set sail to explore and discover the beautiful gems of the Caribbean, one island at a time. Bon voyage and travel in style and sophistication aboard a majestic cruise of a lifetime. And wait, there's more! This Christmas, exciting prizes such as a shopping spree with the value of $500. But don't worry, consolation prizes include weekly ham and turkey giveaways. Check out our Facebook page for more chances to win. See press and in store for more details. Happy holidays from Massey Stores. Our family serving your family.
Welcome back. In our news from the region this evening, we hear that members of the Grenada Bar Association are calling on that country's government to consult with them to chart a new course in addressing changes to the criminal code dealing with sexual offenses. We hear more in this GBN television news report.
Prominent local lawyers say having had many years of legal experience, they are in a position to contribute to a draft criminal code amendment bill that seeks to change laws pertaining to sexual offenses. The lawyers say they feel the draft legislation sent to the Grenada Bar Association by the Attorney General's Office for feedback should be withdrawn. Jerry Edwin is suggesting that Attorney General Dashan Randani do the right thing.
Don't fight with the bar. Don't fight with the Grenadian public. Don't fight with the people of Grenada. Don't try to take away the rights of the Grenadian people. Let's sit down and do this the right way, Mr. Attorney General.
The Attorney General says the bill was developed in response to recent cases involving young victims of sexual abuse. However, Attorney Francis Paul says the move will be an unconstitutional one.
Amendment to the Evidence Act, with saying that admit into evidence a document without the maker of the document being called to give evidence as a witness in relation to it, then where's the presumption of innocence?
Derek Sylvester said the draft legislation was not asking for feedback as the documents are headed to Parliament.
This ultimately will go before them. We have 3 lawyers who are in the lower house and the upper house. They ought to, when those bills come before them, look at the Constitution and decide whether or not this law would violate the Constitution. Because if they do not speak when they ought to speak, history will judge them. Legal history will judge them.
Anselm Clouden, who said it's the first time in Grenada's history that a bar of criminal attorneys have assembled to oppose a government draft legislation, is calling on Grenadians to let their voices be heard on this issue.
Let me remind the Grenadian public that law without order is tyranny, and order without law is chaos. And this Attorney General is intent on taking us down an unconstitutional pathway, the result of which ultimately would be the innocent being incarcerated without due process.
The proposed amendments to the criminal code seeks to increase the penalty upon summary conviction for indecent assault from 5 years to 7 years, to increase the penalty upon indictment for rape from 30 years to life imprisonment, and to repeal the provisions regarding testimonies of children of tender years.
Israel Prime Minister charged with fraud, breach of trust, and bribery. We have this from the international scene when we return.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
The festive holiday joy is flowing early this year. Have yourself a merry little Massey Christmas. Enter with every $50 spent and you can win amazing prizes such as a luxurious, comfortable, and ultimately relaxing cruise for two with all-inclusive paid flight. Set sail to explore and discover the beautiful gems of the Caribbean, one island at a time. Bon voyage and travel in style and sophistication aboard a majestic cruise of a lifetime. And wait, there's more. This Christmas, exciting prizes such as a shopping spree with the value of $500. But don't worry, consolation prizes include weekly ham and turkey giveaways. Check out our Facebook page for more chances to win. See press and in store for more details. Happy holidays from Massey Stores. Our family serving your family.
Search for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. Yeah. So play as much as you can. Monthly prices to be won. Set for life. A brand new house. Set for life. A brand new car. Set for life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for life. Did your date done set? Set for life. December 28th. Set for life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner. Turn your own keys. Set for life.
Why don't I just go to Gibson's Building Supplies?
Here at Gibson's, it doesn't matter if you're building, renovating, or just shopping to improve your home. Because this Christmas, Gibson's Building Supplies has all that you need. With 25% off selected doors and tiles, 20% off paint, and 15% off store-wide. Many more deals to come. So why feel like this when you can feel like this? So come on in to Gibson's Building Supplies today.
Courts blackout deals are back. There's no need to wait because these deals are available all week long. Shop now for amazing Black Friday prices Monday 18th to Saturday 23rd November only at Courts. Nobody does Black Friday better. Courts, bringing value home.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Carrez Distribution Limited.
For over 60 years, we have sought only the best beans grown in the lush hills of the Andean mountains of Colombia. Cold Cafe. We carefully select only the very best beans and roast them to delicious perfection by our experienced roast masters. Cold Cafe. Cold Cafe treats you to one of the finest coffees in the world, available in classic and decaffeinated. A rich flavor and aroma that can only come from 100% Colombian coffee. Cold Cafe. Indulge yourself in our delicious cappuccinos available in classic mocha and French vanilla. Enjoy them hot to warm your soul or cool to cool you down. Either way, they are incredibly satisfying. So go ahead, enjoy Cold Cafe and treat yourself.
And as we go further afield this evening, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been indicted on corruption charges, raising more uncertainty over who will ultimately lead a country mired in political chaos after 2 inconclusive elections this year. Attorney General Avichai Mandelblit announced the decision in a statement today. The charges include bribery, breach of trust, and fraud. Netanyahu has vehemently denied the allegations, calling the corruption investigation a witch hunt and alleging it has been motivated by his enemies' desire to force him from office. Here's more.
Corruption case, the investigation at least started in December 2016, and the Attorney General recommended that he be indicted in these 3 separate corruption cases back in February, and now finally we have the indictment. Now, this has never happened in Israel before, that a sitting Prime Minister has been charged with offences as serious as these. Most importantly, in one of the 3 cases, he's been charged with bribery. So let's quickly go through the cases in question. In that case, this is known as Case 4000 here in Israel. Netanyahu is alleged to have used his power as the then communications minister as well as prime minister to give regulatory benefits to a hugely important media magnate here, the owner of the main telecoms company, benefits worth up to $500 million US. And in return, Netanyahu, according to the indictment, was demanding favorable coverage in the online news website that was also owned by this man, Shaul Elovitch. The Attorney General, in his initial recommendation, said that an extraordinary frequent relationship emerged between Netanyahu, his wife Sarah, and the Elovitches. They were demanding, he said, details down to how long individual stories would stay on the website. And so, as well as bribery in this case, he's been charged with fraud and breach of trust. Fraud and breach of trust also in another case where he was alleged to have communicated with the owner of a very important newspaper here, again demanding favourable coverage in return for hampering the activities of a rival newspaper. And in the third case, perhaps more straightforward and easy to understand, simply accepting and demanding gifts, both him and his wife Sarah Netanyahu, demanding gifts such as cigars and champagne from very wealthy individuals. Conflict of interest was the key charge against him in that. The Attorney General again charging him with fraud and breach of trust in that case. So this is an extraordinary bombshell for Netanyahu, even though we've kind of known it's been coming, especially in recent days. And as you say, it comes at the time when there is no proper formed government. Netanyahu is in charge of a transitional government.
Well, that's our news for this evening. We have sports just ahead, right after we take a look at tonight's local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Carez Distribution Limited.
Let's go! Turn up the fun!
With Chocolisto and its great flavor, enriched with vitamins and minerals that help you grow.
Chocolisto makes you big and strong.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. Then came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Budgemart's Big Sellout is giving you the best deals. Toaster ovens as low as $120. Rice cookers was $140, now $105. 16cm frying pan was $20, now $15. 2-burner gas stovetop, now only $220. Russell Hobbs microwave, now only $4.95. Small milk pan was $17.15, now $12. 2-liter classic kettle was $38, now $30.40. Real deals, real savings, and no gimmicks. When every dollar counts, shop at Budgemart.
The weather conditions this evening are partly cloudy, winds are calm, temperature 27.1 degrees Celsius, and relative humidity 84%. The barometric pressure 1010.4 millibars. 24-hour rainfall measured just 0.2 millimeters. The maximum temperature today 29.6 degrees Celsius, the minimum temperature 24.4. The sunset today was at 5:34 p.m., sunrise tomorrow 6:06 a.m. For the forecast, look out for conditions to be partly cloudy with scattered showers with the chance of isolated thunderstorms. A surface to mid-level trough is affecting the islands according to the synopsis.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Budgemart's big sellout is giving you the best deals. Toaster ovens as low as $120. Rice cookers was $140, now $105. 16cm frying pan was $20, now $15. 2-burner gas stovetop, now only $220. Russell Hobbs microwave, now only $4.95. Small milk pan was $17.15, now $12. 2-liter classic kettle was $38, now $30.40. Real deals, real savings, and no gimmicks. When every dollar counts, shop at Budgemart.
A funeral is considered as the last goodbye. The memories are for you, the family, and loved ones. Joseph the Silva Senior Memorial Funeral Home sympathizes and understands the grieving process. They go the extra mile, offering counseling, private funeral, chapel service, night viewing, and church service, along with other services expected at a professional funeral home. Visit the office at Mesopotamia. A warm, modern, and customer-friendly environment awaits you. Joseph the Silva Senior Memorial Funeral Home, offering affordability in time of need. We are here. We care.
Welcome to the evening sports. We hear that Raheem Cornwall and Joel Warrican shared 9 wickets as they got fully acclimatized to the unfamiliar conditions at the Ekana International Cricket Stadium in India ahead of the one-off test match against Afghanistan. The spinners were supremely accurate and unrelenting on the second day of the 3-day match as they dismissed the Afghanistan Cricket Board 11 for 158, a lead of 10 runs on first innings, after the visitors were bowled out for 168 on the opening day. West Indies are at 168 with Craig Brathwaite on 46, Shemron Hetmeyer on 38, and 217 for 6. Sunil Ambrose had 66, Roston Chase 57, and Hetmeyer with 30. Afghanistan Cricket Board 11 are on 158 as Javed Ahmadi has 56. Jamal Warrican bowling numbers are 5 for 38 and Raheem Cornwall 4 for 54. Guyana pacer Ronsford Beaton has been suspended from bowling by Cricket West Indies with immediate effect after his action was deemed illegal by an independent assessor at the Loughborough University, an ICC-accredited testing center for suspect bowling actions. Beaton's action was found to be in breach of the permitted 15 degrees under the playing regulations. The pacer was reported during Guyana's game against the United States last Monday in the Super 50 Cup, and he will now undergo remedial work under the supervision of the franchise, following which he can apply for a re-examination. This is not the first time that Beaton has faced suspension over suspect action. After only his second ODI appearance against New Zealand in December of 2017, the pacer was reported and later suspended after failing an independent assessment of his action. But he successfully remodeled his action in the subsequent months and was cleared to bowl again late August 2018. Beaton has played 2 ODIs for the West Indies, both in December of 2017. In NBA news, Luka Doncic starred as the Dallas Mavericks beat the injury-hit Golden State Warriors 142-94 in their heaviest defeat since 1973. The 20-year-old Slovenian scored 35 points against a team missing its star players through injuries. The Warriors, who named the minimum 8 players for the game, have the worst record in the NBA this season. The team, NBA finalists in each of the past 5 seasons, sit bottom of the Western Conference with 3 wins and 13 losses. But their defeat in Dallas was their biggest since a playoff game loss by 56 points to the Lakers 46 years ago. Elsewhere, Kawhi Leonard returned from injury and paired up with fellow summer recruit Paul George for the first time as the Los Angeles Clippers recorded a 107-104 overtime victory against the Boston Celtics. The two combined for 42 points in their first game together. Giannis Antetokounmpo's 33 points and 11 rebounds saw the Milwaukee Bucks to their 5th win in a row and 9th from 10 as they beat the Atlanta Hawks 135-127. And the Houston Rockets' 8-game winning streak was ended in a 105-95 defeat by the Denver Nuggets, for whom Nikola Jokic scored a season-high 27 points, despite James Harden also scoring 27 points and having 7 rebounds and 7 assists, and Russell Westbrook adding 25 points. The evening sports continues after these messages. Stay tuned.
I think I have enough lumber for the fence. Just hope I have enough saw blades at home.
Well, you don't need more lumber, but you do need some galvanized nails. And maybe grab some saw blades just in case.
For all your hardware needs and the best customer service, Lane's, the family store for value.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la.
The festive holiday joy is flowing early this year. Have yourself a merry little Massey Christmas. Enter with every $50 spent and you can win amazing prizes such as a luxurious, comfortable and ultimately relaxing cruise for 2 with all-inclusive paid flight. Set sail to explore and discover the beautiful gems of the Caribbean, one island at a time. Bon voyage and travel in style and sophistication aboard a majestic cruise of a lifetime. And wait, there's more. This Christmas, exciting prizes such as a shopping spree with the value of $500. But don't worry, consolation prizes include weekly ham and turkey giveaways. Check out our Facebook page for more chances to win. See press and in store for more details. Happy holidays from Massey Stores. Our family serving your family.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at QCare Pharmacy. QCare leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. QCare Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Courts blackout deals are back. There's no need to wait because these deals are available all week long. Shop now for amazing Black Friday prices. Monday 18th to Saturday 23rd November. Only at Courts. Nobody does Black Friday better. Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back. Special Olympics coach Ricky Dean Alexander has completed a Train the Trainer swimming course hosted by the Michael Phelps Foundation in Phoenix, Arizona. Alexander took part in a 3-day training workshop from November 15th to 17th. The workshop provided training on how to coach athletes with intellectual disabilities. According to Ms. Cesra Joseph, Special Olympics National Director, this training was timely and very important for the development of the Special Olympics St. Vincent and the Grenadines swimming program. The first swimming clinic for the Special Olympic athletes and coaches will take place in early January when Alexander is expected to impart his newly acquired skills and knowledge. The organization is currently recruiting athletes and coaches for its national program. The final event for the year will be a bocce competition which takes place tomorrow at the Victoria Park from 9 a.m. Training for all sports played by the athletes of Special Olympics in Vincent and the Grenadines will resume on January 6th, 2020. The Division of Teacher Education remains unbeaten, while
It's a great venue to run for functions. Secure parking, great and beyond. At the cruise ship terminal. At the cruise ship terminal.
Convenient parking at the Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal and the Geese Compound. The Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal has 26 retail shops and restaurants with a variety of food offerings. A great secure venue for your function with a great ambience. Also, we offer lock storage service. The Cruise Ship Terminal. Convenience for you.
At the cruise ship terminal, the cruise ship terminal.
Courts blackout deals are back. There's no need to wait because these deals are available all week long. Shop now for amazing Black Friday prices Monday 18th to Saturday 23rd November only at Courts. Nobody does Black Friday better. Courts, bringing value home.
And now we take a second look at the headlines for this evening. Town Board partnering with Forestry Department to make capital Kingstown a little greener. Grenada Bar Association calls on the government to renew its plans in charting a new course for the criminal code dealing with sexual offences. Israel Prime Minister charged with fraud, breach of trust and bribery. And in sports, West Indies spinners combined performance placed the team in a lead position in the warm-up match against Afghanistan ahead of next week's inaugural one-off test. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. Don't forget you can visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and for daily headlines. And also remember to tune in for SVG-TV's News in 15 at 12:45 on weekdays. My name is Khalil Kato. Have a good evening.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They're doing general hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the general. So don't let them fool you. General hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the general beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the general. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up. Start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Courts blackout deals are back. There's no need to wait because these deals are available all week long. Shop now for amazing Black Friday prices Monday 18th to Saturday 23rd November only at Courts. Nobody does Black Friday better. Courts.